Hey students, I'm so excited to share with you a little more about Genius Hour. Genius Hour is going to take up almost every Friday of our fourth quarter and gives you an incredible opportunity. Genius Hour is a practice that's already in place at several elementary and middle schools across the country, and it's kind of this movement that's happening to allow students to explore their interests with inquiry. So let me tell you a little bit about how it got started. Perhaps you know the story of the Post-it note. The Post-it note was invented by an engineer who worked for 3M, but it was invented on his free time, his 15% time. In the 1970s, 3M dedicated 15% of their work time for employees to explore passion projects. And the Post-it note was invented. Google adopted that same philosophy and extended their time to 20%. So if you're an employee at Google, 20% of your work time, that's one day each work week, is dedicated to your own passion project. Many of the most effective and powerful and popular products made by Google came from this time, like Gmail. So during this time, I want you to think about how, if given the time and space, if given 20% of our class time together, what would you do? What are your passions? What do you want to learn? What do you want to make? What do you want to do? Here's how the process is going to work. So today I want you to think about your passions and narrow them a bit and kind of think about a topic or an interest that you want to explore. And that's going to be your focus for the rest of this quarter. And then I want you to present a proposal of your project to me and to your advisory group. We're going to use Flipgrid as the platform for presenting those kind of Shark Tank proposals. So I want you to think about how you would spend your time and think about the end product. What would you want to create, to make, to do if given the time? So part of that process then, after approval of your proposal, will be to carry out this action plan, like delineating what those 6 Fridays are going to look like and how you're going to spend your time and how you're going to make progress. And then I'll expect you to work diligently each Friday and to video a Flipgrid video about your progress so that I can see your progress and the advisory group can see your process. And I want you to recognize that there are going to be obstacles along the way. This is not supposed to be some smooth sailing project. I want you to know that you're going to come up with something that's powerful and something that maybe it's out of your reach, but you want to try it anyway. And this is going to be an interesting aspect of the process. I want us to celebrate failure because I think too often we're reaching for that A and it's all about the grade, it's about the number, about the percentage, but I want you to know it's okay to fail. We learn from our failures. So we're going to celebrate those and keep going. And then at the end of the quarter, I want us to share our learning with the class through a NED Talk. I'm calling it a NED Talk, like new education, but it's like a TED Talk where you'll present to the class your process and your product and just reflect on how it went. Think like a 5-minute NED Talk. That's what we're going for. So throughout this quarter, I think it's important to put in the time to think about a project that you could do within the amount of time, or maybe even extend into your summer. That would be cool. But also to work diligently every week. This is not something you can procrastinate because it relies on the process. And I need to see your process, and your advisory group will need to see your process too. So every Friday, here on out, class time is Genius Hour. It will be time for you to update your advisory group, to work, to plan, to explore, to discover, to create, and to get some support and encouragement from your friends. I know what you're thinking. How is this going to be graded? So that's not an unfair question. It's something that we all have to be worried about, right? Grades. So let me tell you that the process is far more important here than the product. I want to watch you learn. I want to watch you grow. And the rubric that I'm going to use is based on the acronym GRIT. G stands for guts. So I want you to just reach for the stars. Like how much passion, how much exuberance can you have in picking something that is a great project? R is for resiliency. I want to see what happens when you encounter an obstacle. How are you able to battle through that, to overcome, to keep going? In this process stands for integrity. So I want you to approach this task with integrity. Not thinking about something that you have done, but something that you really want to do. And then the T is for tenacity. I want you to hold fast, to stick with it. Show me your stick with itness through this process. So guts, resiliency, integrity, tenacity. That's how you're going to be graded. I know that you have questions about this project and maybe ideas you want to share. So I put this video together. If you missed class today and didn't have an opportunity to ask those questions, just shoot me an email or reply to our thread on Google Classroom, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great weekend, and a fantastic break, and I will see you next Wednesday.